Every night at 6, we bring you Queensland's leading news.
Still ahead in 7 News, Greg Norman's first public appearance since his marriage split.
Kay McGrath began on television 30 years ago at Brisbane's Channel O.
Good evening, I'm Kay McGrath.
Well, the hair's not as big, and I'm really pleased that those shoulder pads have shrunk, but it suddenly seems like everything else has got bigger. And being on this news desk has been a wonderful vantage point to watch Brisbane and Queensland grow up.
The same year, Rod started at the ABC. This was his audition tape.
Good evening, everyone. Well, the scattered shower and thunderstorm activity has been fairly widespread. Boy, oh boy, how times have changed. Back when I started, crews would come back with 16mm film that had to be processed and projected. Now we can go live to air from anywhere instantly.
Sharon Gadella began on television in North Queensland in 1987.
Good evening. As Premier-elect Wayne Goss gathers his team together for government.
Who would have thought all those years ago that little girl from North Queensland would have ended up interstate doing breakfast television, getting up at 3 a.m. every morning? Well, of course, now I've seen the light and I'm back in my home state, which I just love. And not setting the alarm clock quite so early isn't that bad either.
Pat Welsh began as a cadet reporter at 7 News in 1974.
This luxury mogul home has been devastated by fire here this afternoon.
Then Pat found his passion, sport.
I've been to some of the greatest sporting events in the world and been privileged enough to sit in the best seats in the house. It really is a dream job.
And Shane, well, he's settled in perfectly after an amazing career at the Broncos.
Look, I've been very fortunate. I've finished playing rugby league for the Brisbane Broncos, the best rugby league club in Australia, and I've come to Channel 7, a network who are on top of their game, and it feels exactly the same. It's a great place to work. I feel very, very fortunate.
Hello, John Sluter. And I started in television 27 years ago.
John is next with more on today's storms.
Rod, most of us only had a sprinkle, but there were a few areas of heavy fall. Together, we bring you 7 News every night. And since our first bulletin in 1959, so much has changed.
When we first started, the cameras were huge. They were as big as a mini miner and very heavy to push around. Now, they're as this big, and it's just amazing that they've condensed what was inside those big cameras to what's inside these, and they come out with the same result, and in colour.